And welcome in once again to the Columbus River Dragons Coaches Show. Tom Callahan here, and this week, yes, we are back on the air after some technical difficulties last week. We apologize for not getting that show off the ground. However, we are back, and this week we are joined by River Dragons head coach Jerome Bechard, and player guest is Kyle Moore, guys.
This show is going to be twice as good to make up for last week.
It's built up now for a week.
We got Moorsey here. I mean, that's what makes the show. I mean, twice as good.
No, it's all about Boom and Tom. They make the show, everything.
We make the world go around.
That is the truth. Thanks, Moorsey.
It is.
It is the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. It's not the Kyle Moore Show.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got to know when you're right and when you're wrong sometimes. Sometimes you're wrong.
It's what accents the show. You're a good accent, you know?
Yeah, but you're good at talking, so.
It's funny, like, depending on who it is that comes in here sometimes, like, I kind of get most of the show off. Like, I just kind of hang out and call the breaks, which is nice occasionally, right? But, man, the episode, and I know he'll be back on at some point this year, because I told him, I said, look, I interview you once in the spring, once in the fall, and I get you on the radio show once in the spring, once in the fall is J-Mac. When he came in here with you, Boom, it was you guys, like, just took over. And that was actually a lot of fun for me.
Well, don't tell J-Mac that.
So
don't
tell him anything
that.
good.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you got to make sure you bring him down to earth. He's a terrible interview. He's this, just you got to, keep him right. You got to keep him.
I didn't.
You got to keep him humble.
Yeah, good luck. No, he's a good talker once you get him rolling. But man, getting him to talk.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I could imagine
man.
that. Him and Boom going at it. They could go all day.
Oh, it just.
You know what? Before he got here, man, I hated him.
Why?
Nice.
Putting up numbers against
Putting
you?
up numbers. I mean, I always said, man, that old man, he cheats the game. He cheats this and that. Always worried about his points and whatever. I couldn't be so wrong.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad to hear that but he's still doing all right with the
But
points.
I'm still not going to tell him that.
No.
I mean, if he listens to this show, then
which he definitely
out.
doesn't.
He can find out. But I mean, anyway,
He definitely does not listen to the show. I can guarantee you that. That's okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
so welcome to the Kyle Moore Show. Good to have you.
The Boom and Tom show still.
There you go. So, and Moorsey, we're going to talk about your journey in hockey and all that, and I'm glad you're able to join us. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a segment to think about it.
I don't even know his journey. I mean, all of a sudden, this guy shows up out of nowhere last year, and I'm like, who is this freaking guy? Whatever.
I remember on the call when I called you, you said, what number do you want? I said 16. You were like, nope, that's taken. I was like, oh, I had no idea.
That hurts my feelings.
I didn't know anything about Columbus. At first, I thought it was in Ohio, but
That's funny.
Who is 16?
Yeah.
Some guy.
Some random dude.
Yeah, rando. Can't have it.
forgot his name.
Well, how did you end up with 16? Was there a reason for that?
You know what? So, background, drafted by Hartford, signed in L.A., played 2 years in the American League, number 6. I was number 6 in junior all the way. Short hair, respectful, maybe a little cookie duster mustache.
Oh, I bet you had a real sick cookie duster.
It was pretty good, pretty sweet. Go home that summer. Figured I'd be able to get an American League deal. Played 2 years, nothing. So let my hair grow out, and nobody called. Said I would never play in the East Coast League because it was a beer drinking goon league and this and that. And so, anyways, Birmingham called. My buddy, and I don't know if I told you this story or not. My buddy was the captain in New Haven the year before, Al Tour. He had signed to be the player coach in Cincinnati in the I. So he calls. He's like, "Hey, just go to Birmingham. We're kind of affiliated with Birmingham. I'll have you in Cincinnati in no time, right?" So I do that. In the meantime, grow my hair out, goatee, no teeth, and I'm like, well, been a good citizen all along. Not that I was a bad citizen, but I just kind of let the hair go and whatever, and go to Birmingham, pick 16, kind of change it up. Fought a young kid out of college, probably never been in a fight before, and kind of one-punched him in the exhibition game. And that's where it all started.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. Stay out of my yard.
There you go.
and then I've been 16 ever since. So.
Huh. So there's no real
rhyme or
you
reason.
Just change it up. Go to 16.
Yeah, I just added a number one. Go from 4 years, 6 years, wearing 6, AAA midget, Moose Jaw Warriors, New Haven for 2 years, and yeah.
So that New Haven jersey that's in the case at the Civic Center, that's a number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And the East Coast League All-Star one in there is number 20.
How did that happen?
Huh?
How did that happen?
So my first year in Birmingham, Joe Flanagan, kind of an All-American out of University of Vermont, was our centerman. I was left wing. Kevin Kerr was right wing. Kevin Kerr was 20. That little Joe Flanagan could do whatever the hell he wanted to do on the ice, and we had
tough guys.
We had an unbelievable line. Kersey's really talented, way crazier and way tougher than I was. Me, kind of did what I did. Anyways, we just had really good chemistry. Anyways, Kersey gets called up to Cincy in the I. While he was in the I, he made the East Coast League All-Star team. When he was in the I, he kind of two-handed somebody over the head and got a 20-game suspension.
Oh, wow.
Kinda.
Sorta.
Yeah, I mean,
season by
allegedly.
Purely accidental.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't mean anything by it. But so anyways, I got to go to the East Coast League game. So I was 20. I had his number with Bechard on the
Oh, at least I got your name on the jersey. Okay, there you go.
So
Was it taped or re-sewed?
it was re-sewed. Come on. I had no business being there. Anyways, it was in Wheeling, West Virginia that year, and the building was just brand new in Wheeling at the time, and it was good. It was a good time. Again, no business being there.
I've seen you in the shootouts. You got some hands.
We didn't have a skilled competition. We didn't have anything. And, dude, if I don't hit, I'm irrelevant. 3-on-3, I hate 3-on-3 because I can't hit.
You can still hit. You just got to get back.
Well, I know that. But you're playing an all-star game.
John Scott, he fought in the All-Star game.
Well, anyways.
What was the All-Star game then? 3-on-3?
No.
Oh.
No, but I mean,
Say.
but typical. Like,
Right,
5-on-5
right.
all-star, like, you don't hit. You
Zero
don't really
defense, zero anything.
I have no
breakaways.
hands. I mean, I'm irrelevant if I don't work hard and hit. Basically what I'm saying.
So you're saying you didn't score?
No. Yeah, I think I was -5. I don't know.
And led the team.
Who's counting?
Yeah. Anyways, I got the jersey though.
There you go. There you go. So we had a pretty interesting weekend. You know what? No, let's change it up a little bit. We're going to go to a break, then come back and talk about the weekend. Then we're going to talk to Kyle more about his journey, and then we're just going to make it up as we go along because that's what we pretty much always do. All right, we're back with more in a moment. This is the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. Welcome back on the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. Tom Callahan along with Jerome Bechard. And this week's player guest is Kyle Moore. And guys, I know we're reminiscing a little bit there. We're kind of talking about the championship parade last time. Was that the last time Columbus saw a championship?
No, that was 97, 98. That was our first championship here.
Central League and
Central
then
League, yeah.
SPHL.
And then, yeah, I mean, Central League, man, we were in the finals three out of 4 years, and we could only win one. We had other teams to do it, just whatever. And then SP 0405, my first year coaching, we won. And then I think it was 7 years later, 11-12, we won again. Again, just had an unbelievable group. Everything you needed: goal scoring, goaltending, physical D-man, puck moving defenseman, just everything. It was a pretty special team too.
Sometimes it all comes together.
Yeah, I mean, and we've always talked about it. We've always talked about on the show how usually my teams start off really slow. I mean, not this year, which is a good
or
thing.
last year, which is why I think you're full of it. But
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe my communication skills are getting better, and my guys are smarter. That they're picking up what I'm putting at them quicker, maybe. Or, anyways, we got a pretty mature group, I think.
Yeah, and we're just so deep. Like, every line's a first line on any team.
We have a similar. I mean, if you look at our lineup, and again, Morsey said it, everybody's a number one line. And my thought process and my mantra of putting guys together is I need physical that has hands. I need playmaking and pure goal scorer. I have one guy in each. Not every line has that, but we kind of do. And really the more important one is the physical guy. Somebody that can take care of the three guys, win battles in the corner, get the puck to the right people at the right time, all that stuff. And then, you look at our D-core, Undy and Bockwell, to me, is my ultimate D pairing. Puck moving guy, skilled, big heavy guy, kind of skilled enough to play, smart enough to throw the puck off the glass every now and then and this and that or whatever. And then really, if I look at the rest of my D pairing, I really don't have a big and a little guy or big and a little guy. I got, guys that all move the puck pretty well and all skate pretty well. Maybe not all offensive minded the same way, but pretty skilled that way. And, my biggest concern going in is keeping those guys, a leash on those guys to make sure they go at the right time and all that stuff. And then really we talked about it the other day. In the offensive zone when we get into a 5-man cycle. And if we want to play that style, now we're not playing a traditional left wing, right wing, center, left D, right D. We're playing 5 players. If you want to go that route and if you're going to be that disciplined and Shinks goes in, Morsey's good enough backward skater, now you're a right defenseman. We all need to play that way. And I don't know if I want to go that far with our progression. I don't think that would be smart on our part, but at the same time, that is the concept that we need to have in our heads to know that whoever's playing with Shinkarik, and or even Schlatt sometimes, that you guys, whoever's playing with those guys, you need to be aware they're a fourth forward. And they're going to go.
I imagine, I'll just pull a name out of a hat before your time, son, but like Paul Coffey, for example, you knew Paul Coffey was always going to take off. He's going to take off of the puck. Even Bobby Orr was going to take off of the puck, right? Okay, well, great. If you know that, you just need guys around him who support that.
Well, and I don't know. I can't. Paul Coffey took off with the puck, and he kind of led the rush. Probably, right? So he was going. And that's not a problem because now everybody can be accounted for. Hey, Morsey can account for it. The problem that we have, if we have it, is, my defenseman getting sucked in when I already have 3 guys down low and my guys, continue to go top of the circles. You're at the dots. I'm like, what are you doing down there?
Right.
And, at that point, and it's no different, it is different it's on different sides. And I think this is where I'm doing a better job communicating. You can tell me more so, with our D last weekend, holding the blue line.
Yeah. We said it in the room. That's the best we've played all year. And that's
right.
The main reason because you're holding the blue.
But I guess, I don't know. I don't know if it's this long or just something popped in my head. I'm like, I look back at when I played, not so much early, but later on in my career, if I was playing D and whatever, I can't skate. I shouldn't be playing D. I'm smart enough to play D, but I can't skate well enough to do that. So when I was playing, I'm like, I'm making a stand, whether it's right or wrong, and usually, if I jump at the guy on the wall, I'm either going to hit him or get the puck or scare the guy enough that he's going to miss the puck and the puck's going somewhere. And now we displace the puck and now my partner gets it or my forward gets it. And I would say 75% of the time that works. And it's more so identifying making the stand and making sure that now, okay, so I missed the guy, but now we all know it's a straight 3-on-2, and now we have to play it a good 3-on-2, as opposed to it's 3-on-3 and everyone's kind of not picking anybody up and guys are this and that or whatever, and nobody knows what to do. So just make the stand, make it happen, go from there, right? And no different than on the offensive side, just making people accountable and hey, do the play quick. I don't mind if you make the play, but it's got to be quick so we're not all the way down to the goal line and I have 5 guys and we miss the puck and now it's a breakaway or 2-on-1. So just make the plays earlier so everybody's identified and we know what we have to deal with.
Yeah, and it's interesting. And Kyle, I agree with you when you're talking about earlier, like watching that game against Mississippi, they didn't have a sniff. You guys, I mean, as a unit, you guys were coming back as forwards. The D were in the right spot 90-80% of the time. Like it was a complete defensive game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's our first game that we let up one breakaway or 1 2-on-1. And Colgan said it today in practice. He had 1 breakaway in that game, and that just shows it that we're getting back to help our D. Our D are stepping at the right time and hold the Blues.
And to kind of, I guess, Boomer, it gives credit to your theory. You guys still scored 7. Still playing that way, you end up still scoring 7 goals.
Yeah,
so it's not like the offense suffers.
No, scoring's not. Will never be. Scoring won't be our problem. Like I mean, we might run into a hot goalie, which we have, and we always tend to overpower them at some point. But it is going to happen. Like I mean,
sure.
We have a really good chance to run the gamut. Like, we really do have a really good chance of not losing another hockey game all year.
I mean, I agree with that.
I'm knocking on wood.
Knock on Formica, yes.
Right. But, but at the same time, there's going to be that one team, and it could be Whitfield, it could be Baton Rouge, it could be whoever. It could be, there's good hockey teams, Port Huron, whatever. There's good hockey teams, and every team has enough good players to survive. Mm-hmm. And a goalie gets hot and shuts us out, and they get a good bounce, and Yanni keeps doing what he does and just shoot the puck for wherever, and they get a good bounce off a guy's skate and it goes in. That's going to happen. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. But that's why and actually that's one of the things I don't like about this being a best of 3 playoff series, because it's over so fast. Like I can appreciate going at least more to a best of 5, because then I feel like the better team is going to come out on top. But in something where it's a win 2 and move on, like you never know. That's a little chancy. But
yeah,
it is chancy. But I mean, it is short. I mean, I still think the better team's going to come out. I mean, you got 60 minutes.
Well,
to
you know
play.
what? I mean, I really think with who's in the league, travel, all that stuff, rivalries, this and that, home ice is a huge advantage.
Yes.
Is a huge advantage. It's not everything, but it is a huge advantage, and we just need to continue to put ourselves in a good position to make sure that we have that advantage all the way through. And that's we need to keep rolling, keep doing this and that. And I think the biggest thing, we are, again, we have a really good opportunity to not lose another game all year. But when we do, we need to realize we're still a good hockey team, and, come down to earth, know what's got us there, continue doing the same things, work on this, work on that, identify what the issue was, and move on. But know that we're a good hockey team. Talking to Brantley Sherwood today, they're, Binghamton, they're first place, the other division. They've lost 2 or 3 games in a row. I'm like, you got to identify why. Let's not have a wholesale. What's the issue? What's going on? Let's not make any rash decisions. Let's, see what it is and go from there. And, anyways, if it's personnel, great. If it's not, like, you guys got a pretty good hockey team. Just chill out and relax.
Yeah, they're not bad. But hopefully we're better this year. If it comes down to that, we won't know though unless you meet in the final.
I think Schulte, which I don't know. I think Schulte's on the IR. Which love Jake, and he's a great player. Things go good, great. Things don't go good, could be bad.
Well, let's grab a break ourselves here, and when we come back, we'll get into Kyle Moore a little bit more here and talk about where he's been, how he got here, and his journey to Columbus, Georgia. Stay tuned. There's more coming your way. It's the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. All right, welcome back here on the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. Tom Callahan. Kyle Moore is this week's player guest, and right now we are going to get into the Kyle Moore side of things a little bit here. And, well, Mooresy, everybody, I ask them about their journey. How did they even start playing hockey? We'll go all the way back. Who put you on skates? Who got you going?
My dad did. He's from New York. He was a season ticket holder for the Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Then he moved to Charlotte.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Especially
Who
these
are you a
days.
fan of?
Oil.
Oh,
Front
yeah,
runner.
because I got McDavid, huh?
No, well, I mean,
In
back
his
in
day,
the
it was
day,
Gretzky.
I mean, the Oil. I mean, they're as good as Rangers are tough. When's the last time the Rangers? Well, you know what? I can't say that. When was it? Mike Keenan, Messi.
94.
94. But prior to that, never. Like I was an Islanders. I'm a bandwagoner, I guess, when it come down to it. So, Islanders when they had their 4-year run, Chico Resch.
80 to 83.
Chico Resch, my dad and his dad were best friends. So they're from the hometown. So I was an Islander fan. So whether I was a
Pick a team.
bandwagoner or not, I mean, I was an Islander fan. And then Clark Gillies was from Moose Jaw, where I played my junior. So I have reasons for the Islanders. And then after that, when Edmonton got their team, it's still Oil, man.
So now you like them because Paul Coffey's behind the bench too.
I like them, one, because, well, Edmonton's 7 hours, Winnipeg's 5 hours. Winnipeg's never won anything, and this and that. So
Except for the Blue Bombers.
yeah,
I will stand up for the Grey Cup champion Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Saskatchewan Roughriders, the only football team there is
Oh,
in
here
the
we go.
CFL. Come on.
There's a Toronto team.
Anyways. Argonauts, oh my God. Anyways, this is the Kyle Moore.
It is the Kyle
portion.
Moore story.
Sorry.
No, this
Anyways,
is
So
Boom Tom Show.
Rangers fan season ticket holder.
Yeah,
Back in the
and
day.
he moved to Charlotte, him and my mom, and then
So did he ever play?
no, he never did. Street hockey, but that doesn't count. They moved to Charlotte. He was a manager at the ice rink, Pineville Ice House. He got my two brothers involved, and I got involved. And before school every day, he would take us 5 a.m. We'd get some friends out there, my brother's friends, play a little game, and that's how it all started before school.
That's pretty cool. So now brothers, older, younger?
Yeah, I got two older brothers, 31 and 29.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just, they're older. Okay, that's enough. So are you the youngest of the three? No sisters?
I'm the youngest, but I'm the biggest.
Okay.
And they know that.
I like that. There's a little bit of a tinge of revenge to that. But so you end up, that's where it all starts. You're playing as a kid, and you're kind of growing up and going through the setup here. Now, you're in Charlotte, which is a little bit different than coming from Saskatchewan or Manitoba or Prince Edward Island. What were your options as far as playing hockey, and then how did you end up picking it as a career? Like, did you look at college? Did you look at juniors? What was your path?
I mean, in Charlotte, there was just a AA team. I played that all the way up till I was 13. And then I decided to go play AAA in TPH Thunder in Atlanta. I built it there for a year. And then,
So did you play for Jocko? Who was running Thunder there?
no, it was
Who was coaching there?
Keith, I forget his last name.
Huh.
Keith,
Anyways, Thunder. Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember his last name. Anyways, I played 2 years there, and then I moved to Toronto to play AAA in the GTMHL, which is like the best league there. I ended up getting drafted to the OHL and the USHL, and my brother at the time, he was in the OHL, and he was like, "Look, man, we're not school guys, so go to the OHL. I think that's the best route." So I listened to him and played in the OHL. College was out, and then I think I played for every other junior team after that.
I didn't know you played in the OHL.
Yeah, just a couple games.
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that either. I actually don't remember seeing that. But that's which team were you with in the O?
North Bay Battalion.
Okay. You guys, did you have the olive drab green jerseys then?
Yeah, they were gross.
Yeah. I wondered if they were any better in person.
Who coached there?
Stan Butler. He was. I didn't like him.
Because he wasn't playing you enough.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I get it, I was a young guy, but in preseason that year, I led the team in points, but I also was playing with the captain, and they're both in the NHL now, Nick Paul and Mike Matteo. But then I get scratched for a month straight. It's like you lead preseason, give the kid a chance, you never know, and then you just lose your confidence. And I got they sent me down to Junior A in Powassan, which was 15 minutes from North Bay. Played there, got called up 3 times that year. The year after that, I went back. I played till Christmas. Then I got sent down. Asked for a trade. He wouldn't trade me. And then I played Junior A ever since.
And so then now you turn pro. So how did you make the decision to turn pro again? I know you have an older brother who is playing, and talk about, did he help you with that decision? Did you guys talk about it? Did you just say, I'm doing this on my own?
We talked about it. I mean, he kept telling me to wait. Told me to think about redshirting. I thought about it. I didn't want to do that. I went behind his back and signed with Fayetteville Marksman in the SP. And he was like, I told you to wait. Why don't you ever listen to me? And then I played there.
Typical older brother, younger brother relationship, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not his way, he's going to be mad. But it was my turn to make a decision for myself. Played there, played for 3 other teams that year. And then
Where else were you?
Roanoke, Peoria, and Quad City. A lot of travel in that year.
Jesus.
Suitcase.
I was going to say, you never really get to unpack.
All up north. No, thank you.
Yeah. It was funny. I think it was Guy with Peoria. He put me on the power play one game, and I stood there in my 1T spot. He said, "You're not Ovechkin. You got to move." And I was like, "You told me to sit here, so I'm sitting here." Didn't play for him again after that.
Interesting.
It's my boy.
There you go. Yep. I spent a week in Peoria one night. I was there for a year, 07, 08. That was American League. Jean-Guy was still playing for that team back then. But so you get through all that, and then how do you get the call to come to Columbus? How'd you end up here?
Last year I actually went back to Fayetteville to play. Played a couple games, was sitting a lot, and I was like, this isn't fun anymore. I knew a couple guys from playing against them in the SP. I know Dozer, Frazier. I knew Greco. I played a year with him in Sweden.
I can't imagine Greco in Sweden.
Luckily, I only had to play 6 games with him. But I was texting him, and he was like, yeah, this is a great spot. Reached out to Dozer. They all said it was great. Looked at the roster, saw they had a great team. I reached out to Krupe. Krupe told me to call Boom. Called Boom, and next thing you know, I was in Columbus.
Yeah, there you go.
Just had to get him into shape. Yeah.
Round is a shape.
Right, he was round.
When you sit in the stands for a month straight or 2 months straight, they got good snacks in the concessions.
It's called discipline, Morsey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wasn't too happy,
No.
I hear you.
We're like, if I again look at last year, I mean, we were searching for something. Like, I mean, we had a good team. We didn't have what we needed, in my opinion, and we weren't playing. And whether personnel, I don't think personnel-wise we had what we needed. I was asking people to play kind of ways that wasn't in their DNA, kind of thing. But I mean, and I say that, and we should have won last year. Whatever. But again, you fast forward to what we have this year. We made some adjustments. We brought in the right people. Guys are playing with the right people. Some other people, like Jammer, blows my mind. I mean, he spent all summer in the gym, put on 10, 15 pounds. He really had.
Yeah, he definitely got stronger.
And, different player than what he was the first year in Watertown and last year type thing. And you know what? I think Jammer likes me, but he didn't like me last year.
Right.
Because I sat him. He wasn't the guy that I wanted, kind of thing. And he's changed his MO and changed his game to play for me.
That's your other son right there.
Well,
you guys are all Boomer's children. Don't kid yourself.
No, we are.
All of you are.
He's our dad.
It's a fun locker room. We have a really good group of guys, and that goes a long way. And I think moving forward, and this is where we need to be careful. I mean, moving forward, whoever comes into that locker room has to be the right person and the right fit and what we need. I think it's important to have that mentality to, just not. We don't need anybody. Theoretically, we really don't need anybody. Be nice to have one more piece of the puzzle, but theoretically, we don't need it.
Just waiting to see if we're going to get a Moore Brothers reunion. We had one last year. What was it, Binghamton, I think you guys played?
No, it was Winston.
Well, and you know what? I mean, oh, God, and Jeff brings this up a lot. Celebrity contract, this and that, and, let's...
How long are those good for, by the way? Is it one game? Is it a weekend?
No, I think it's one game.
One game? Okay.
And that's this league. I get it. We want to entertain and we want to put on a show and all that stuff. But, I mean, to bring in a guy...
For one game.
What's the purpose?
Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose? The purpose, to me, a celebrity contract is to bring an extra 500 people in the building.
There you go. Yeah, sell seats.
Not to, and the league uses it, the teams in the league use it as an extra roster for that game, or bring in some tough guy to
play one shift,
retribution, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need it. Don't need the distraction, in my opinion.
But that's also because you're with a team that's at the top of the standings.
Well, no,
that has everything together. I mean, look at some of these other teams.
Well, I
that
understand
do not,
that, but at the same time, you know what? I mean, celebrity coach or celebrity player, boom. I mean, I could do what any other coach has done out there that's playing. I could do the same thing. But I don't think it would be right for me to play my game and go try to kick the hell out of some 20-year-old.
Right.
And probably get my ass kicked. Oops, sorry. Probably, I wouldn't. That's not right. And anyways, it'd be fun. It'd be funny to watch.
It would
be awesome.
It would be cool to see a 16 wheeling around out there, man. We'll bring that out of the rafters for you. Dust it off.
I just, to me, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Just whatever.
Well, and I know Morsey's going to leave us here in a couple of minutes. So, Morsey, I just want to get your thoughts this year. I mean, you're on a pretty good scoring streak right now. You're coming off a 4-goal game. I mean, what's going right for you?
I mean, I just feel like the teams, we're clicking. We're all working hard. We're doing what we have to do to score goals. We're driving the net. We're hitting high guy. We're posting up. We're tipping pucks in. We're battling hard. I mean, I'm with two great line mates that help me out a lot. I mean, J-Mac, I don't want to say this, but he's a great hockey player. He does a lot of work, and he finds you in the right spots at the right time. And Hunter, he's got an amazing shot, amazing release. If he could hit the net, it's going in. And giving him the puck, you're going to get a point. So, I mean, just give him the puck to the guys at the right time and working hard for them.
Well, and I tell you what, I mean,
Morsey could have a whole lot more if he would shoot the puck.
Why so reluctant to shoot the puck? Let me put you on the spot.
I don't know. I used to be a shooter all the time, but I don't know. I guess over the summers playing beer league, I've been a passer and it's switched over.
No. I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you. You have a great shot. You like to get inside the paint. Like, I mean, you're not a basketball player. You don't need to be inside the paint. You got a good shot. You can score from hash marks out. You just choose not to because you have great hands and you got good patience. Nobody, with your stature, nobody expects that from you. So you're allowed to do it with your hands. If you would not do that and shoot as opposed to try to pull, you would have another 10 goals.
Well, maybe I'll have to listen to you and start shooting some more.
I mean, more times than not, I'm right.
I don't want to say this either, but yes, yeah, you're right.
More times. I mean, I may not be right all the time, which I'm not, but I mean, more times than not. I mean, if you're shooting at the right time, at the right spot, instead of your little inside-out drag or whatever, especially if you're on your forehand, coming in on your strong side and coming in and dragging to the middle, which is totally crazy, in my opinion. If you're on the other side, different. But anyways,
I do need to shoot more. I've realized it the last couple of games, and my line mates let me know, but I don't know. It's just a habit, I think, now.
And really, all you guys, I mean, you guys laugh at me because every shot I take is a slap shot because I have no muscle. I have nothing. And, that's what I was brought up to do, kind of thing or whatever. But these guys with the sticks and the way they can just snap it from, right here, like, man, the goalie doesn't know you're shooting, you're going to score.
Yeah.
If he holds, the closer you get in, the less you have to shoot at, and all these guys are usually fairly big, and the closer you get in, you got nothing. You're doing their job for them, type thing. The biggest thing is disguising when you're shooting, and if we go across and make the goalie go side to side, if you shoot it quick, more times than not, you're gonna beat that guy.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember a play last Saturday that I should have shot. Bockwell passed it across. I had open net, but I tried to look for J-Mac in the high slot, and he misses the net.
I look at like last game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I mean, Petro probably had 3. Hunter probably had 3. J-Mac probably had 3.
Could have scored 20 goals in that game.
Yeah, I remember Petro missing the net a couple times in the slot.
Bersani, 2 or 3,
yeah.
2. Just point blank. I'm like, dude, guys, dial it in. Dial it in.
It's a little harder than you think sometimes.
Huh?
It's a little harder than you think sometimes.
Hey, you know what? Better in February than in April, May.
That's true.
I'll take it now.
Well, and I say that, and we scored 7 goals.
Right, and yeah, see that, but that's the thing. You can always improve.
I do have one other trick that you're not going to like to hear.
Oh boy.
Every Thursday night, I get Dairy Queen now. I did it in juniors. I brought it back, and it seems to work now.
Jesus.
Good for you.
Double dip?
No, just a medium blizzard.
Nice.
Blizzard. Nice.
Yeah, just a medium.
Oreo?
Yeah. No, Reese's and cookie dough.
Oh, boy, double dip.
Yeah, you got to get the corner weight,
I love it. All right, Morsey, I know you got to run. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we'll be back with Boomer and I. We'll wrap things up here in just a moment. This is the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. And we are back on the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. Tom Callahan, Jerome Bechard here with you. And Boom, I wanted to ask you a question that occurred to me while Kyle was talking to us. Kyle Moore was talking to us about his journey. And he said when he went to junior, kind of hit a stretch where he lost his confidence. And kind of went down from there. And now you can see he's building back up, clearly. Mm-hmm. Did you ever go through that as a player? Or were you around someone who did? And how did they or you get out of it? And what would you tell a guy now going through something like that?
Well, it's kind of funny because, well, first personal-wise. So Moose Jaw Warriors, 17-year-old defenseman, made the team as a 17-year-old. Coach says, hey, you're not making it as a defenseman ever. You need to be something different. Moved me up front, started running around, fighting everybody in sight, and kind of created myself kind of thing. Get drafted by Hartford, go to my first NHL camp in '89. They send me back, and I say that I come back, or before I left, Mike Keane was my captain in Moose Jaw with Aaron Fleury, and like we had Kelly Buckberger. Like, I mean,
It's a pretty stacked team.
three NHL captains,
Right.
that I played with or around, kind of thing. And I, talked to Mike Keane, and Keener's like, oh, I'm like, what do I need to expect? What do I do? And he's like, left winger, make sure you get the puck out. That's all you have to do. Do that. Anyways, get sent back, had a great year junior, went to LA's camp. They offered me a American League deal to go to New Haven. Sat for 15 games, didn't play. One game. I was that guy in practice, drill wrecker, can't catch a pass, whatever. Excuse me. So no confidence. LA sends me to Phoenix because they were shorthanded, whatever. So I go out there, played 15 games, got 15 shifts, literally fit one shift a game. So it really didn't play. And again, not a whole lot of confidence, whatever. Send me back to New Haven that year. It was probably right around Christmas time. And, at that point they were shorthanded. They had to play me. Excuse me. And so played and never really sat after that. And you know what? Had 9 goals, 11 assists, and kind of played the whole way. And at that point, I had my confidence and didn't have to worry about it. Fast forward, next year, LA signs me again. Same exact thing. Finally, I never left New Haven, but Doug Carpenter was the coach, probably one of the best coaches I played for. Sat 15 games, and finally, I go to the coach. And I'm like, Coach, can I talk to you? I'm like, I know you don't have any confidence in me. But I won't let you down. If you put me in, I'm gonna run through the wall. I'm gonna do everything. Like, I won't hurt us. He's like, all right, dressed. And he goes, I killed penalties, waited for somebody to get hurt. Somebody got a 5-minute major, fill in, whatever. I was just sat there, and he's like, if you can kill a penalty for 2 minutes and not hurt us, you can stay out there or whatever. So, excuse me. So anyways.
I just gave you a pastille. I'm going to tell you right now,
What is it?
It tastes like tires, but you will not cough anymore. So.
Do I chew it or do I?
Nope, you just pop it in the old cheek and gum kind of thing and hang on to it. And
hold on, and my truck is...
And you just set your truck off because you're coughing so much. So, but no, I'm going to do a completely unpaid plug here for Vocal Zone lozenges, which is what I just gave Boomer. Those things are absolutely fantastic. So, somebody's taking Boomer's truck out of the parking lot.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, he'll be right back. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the River Dragons are back home this weekend on Friday and Saturday night. And I want to remind everybody of that because this is kind of the end of the 8-game homestand coming up here against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. 7:30 on Friday night, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, and then Columbus is heading out to end the month on a road trip up to Michigan. Haven't been to Michigan in a while, and as a matter of fact, we haven't seen the Michigan teams this year. So
no, nobody's stealing my truck. It's good.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, so anyways, talked to him, put me in, never sat another game, and if you look at my American League stats, it was identical. So, and then as a coach, some of these guys that go to college and, you a prolific goal scorer in junior and you go to college and for whatever reason, the numbers don't jive or, a player's there and you don't get the opportunity and they go to college for 4 years and never really play. And then they come here and I'm like, well, I see you used to be able to play.
Right. What happened? Yeah.
What happened kind of thing. And at the end of the day, they weren't put in the right position to succeed. So, and you have Morsey here, lucky to find him last year, and you get an opportunity to for him to fit in and kind of play, and you see something in him, and you see they want to do it, but last year he comes in a little overweight, and you're not playing out of shape, so it took him a while to get going, but yeah.
And there's a difference too between being in shape and being in game shape.
Oh no, yeah.
And I mean, I've seen guys come in and just look absolutely ripped, and they're very pretty people, but no quote unquote usable strength.
Right.
It's different.
Well, and then Morsey is a big boned fellow to begin with. He's got that body that I'm thinking if you look at ice cream, which he's just going to put on 5 pounds, right? And I have the same kind of big bone body myself, but anyhow, no, it's your mind is a funny thing, and if you have somebody that doesn't believe in you and this and that, it's really tough to have that confidence. And you know what? So, I mean, I look back at like last week. I'm like, I got to try to instill confidence in my defensemen to stand the blue line, hold the blue line. They haven't felt it. They kind of do it every now and then, but they don't feel comfortable. So I need them to feel it and feel comfortable. So practice last week, we did it, and put them in areas, and then it comes down to not just them, but the forwards being in position for them to do that on a consistent basis. So, I mean, I think last week was a big confidence booster for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Well, it was a great weekend, and the streak continues. So.
No streak. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, we're going to play 2 games this weekend, and please come out and see us. All right.
Just another game.
There you go. All right. Well, boom, we've reached the end of the road for this week. I appreciate you being here as always.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. So don't forget this weekend, Friday night, 7:35, Saturday, 7:05, Baton Rouge, Zydeco. That's the end of the homestand for a little while, but we hope you are able to come out and join us. OurDragons.com for all of your Columbus River Dragons information. And you want to bring out a group, you can still get season tickets here to the end of the year, plus our family 4-pack nights coming up as well. The next one's going to be March 16th. That's Faith and Family Night. And again, only through the River Dragons office. Go to OurDragons.com or give us a call, 706-507-4625. This has been the Behind the Bench Coaches Show. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you on Friday.